I'm rereading Dirk Gently's second novel, which is by Douglas Adams, called The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. And I'm quite passionate about most of its passages, so I will revisit some of them. She was surrounded, as far as the eye could see, with old cabin trunks full of past memories, in which she rummaged with great curiosity, sometimes bewilderment. Or at least, a tenth of the cabin trunks were full of vivid and often painful or uncomfortable memories of her past life. The other 9/10 were full of penguins, which surprised her. Insofar as she recognized it at all, she was dreaming. She realized she must be exploring her own subconscious mind. She had heard it said that humans are only supposed to use about 1/10 of their brains, that no one was very clear what the other 9/10 were for, but she was certainly never heard of it suggested that they were used for storing penguins. Later on, a minute or two later, Dirk paused to reconsider his best strategy. Rather than arriving 5 hours late and flustered, it would be better all around if he were to arrive 5 hours late and a few minutes late, and triumphantly in command. "Pray God I'm not too soon," would be a good opening line as he swept in, but it needed a good follow-through as well, and he wasn't sure what it should be. There was like another line that I really enjoyed waking up. Dirk Gently was smoking in bed to wake up. So, in this way, Dirk Gently achieved consciousness. He lay there for a while, feeling a terrible sense of worry and guilt about something weighing on his shoulders. He wished he could forget about it, and promptly did. He levered himself out of bed, and a few minutes later, padded downstairs. I wish I could do that, but unfortunately, my conscience does not work that way. Best of all, he liked to sleep. Sleeping was a very important activity for him. He liked to sleep for longish periods, great swathes of time. Merely sleeping overnight was not taking the business seriously. He enjoyed a good night's sleep, and wouldn't miss one for the world. But he wouldn't but he didn't regard it as anything half approaching enough. He liked to be asleep at 11:30 in the morning, if at all possible, and if that could come directly after a nice leisurely lie-in, so much the better. A nice light breakfast and a quick trip to the bathroom while fresh linen was being applied to his bed was really all the activity he liked to undertake. He took great care that it didn't jangle the sleepiness out of him, and thus disturb his afternoon of napping. Sometimes he was able to spend an entire week asleep, and this he regarded as a good snooze. He also slept through the whole of 1986, and hadn't missed it. Quite simply, he was in love with linen. Clean, lightly starched, white Irish linen, pressed, folded, tucked. The words themselves were almost a litany of desire for him. In the centuries, nothing had obsessed him or moved him as much as linen now did. He could not for the life of him understand how he could have cared for anything else. I may not know what you're up to, Toe-Rag. I may not know a lot of things, but I do know one thing. I know that I am Thor, god of thunder, and I will not be made a fool of by a goblin. Well, said Toe-Rag after a light grin, when you know two things, expect you'll be twice as clever. I really enjoy this book. It's so quotable to me. Pity about Douglas Adams not writing any more than he did. Every other sentence is an aside. It's absolutely, deliciously brilliant and clever. Have a lovely day.